Hi, I'm Letty Chihoro, and I'm the author of this book, Loving Me, Reclaiming My Power. A few people have asked me why I chose to write the book. And this is what this video is about, to tell you why I decided to write a book, because there are a few things that are rather personal. But before I go into that, let me first tell you about the picture on the cover page of the book. That is a picture of me when I was 6 or 7 years old. At that time, I had all the power in me to do anything I wanted. When I look at that picture, I see anticipation, I see excitement, I see curiosity, and I see interest. So all that is part of the power that was within me. At that age, I felt that I could do or be anything that I wanted to be. But then things started gradually chipping away at this image that I had of myself and at this confidence that I had in me. For example, my mom, she would always invite my cousins, her brothers' daughters, to come and spend the holidays with us. We love to sing and we love to dance. And whenever we danced together, my mom would say, "Oh, you don't dance as well as your cousins." Or when we sang together, my mom would say, "Oh, you don't sing as well as your cousins." So gradually a seed was planted. I was not good enough. And of course, going to school, the teachers didn't help. They merely reinforced that belief. I also had a friend that I worked with a few years ago. His nephew had done an exam and he got 95%. And when he was talking to me about it, he was actually bragging that his nephew had done so well. But then he said to me, I said to him, "What happened to the other 5%? And I was horrified, because by this time I knew that these issues start from statements like that. So anyway, going to school, the teachers reinforced that belief that I was not good enough. And then of course there were the bullies in the school who germinated anger issues within me. And when I was 18 years old, my father died. And in the aftermath of his death, there was a lot of violence to do with tradition and all sorts of things. So by the time I reached 20, I was a very angry young woman. And also when I was growing up, I suffered from terrible, severe headaches. And sometimes I even had nosebleeds. So I had headaches, I had nosebleeds, I had these terrible allergies. I could break up in a rash all around my neck or blotches all over my body. And these were all allergies due to things that I was eating. And they started when I went to boarding school. So by the time I was 20, with all these anger issues, I started having other health problems like high blood pressure, catarrh and all that. And I started taking so many tablets. Some of them were prescription drugs, some of them were over-the-counter drugs, but I was popping pills like a junkie. And it's only when, in fact, also at that age, I never believed that I'd reach the age of 60. I always thought that I would die from illness before I could reach the age of 60. So when I was around 45 years old, I came across a book. It was a self-help book to do with self-hypnosis. And that was when I realized that there were actually techniques that one could use to improve the quality of one's life. So I was catapulted into this whole idea of self-help, and I read every book that I could find. Some books were to do with diet. And of course there were so many diets. There's the raw food diet, the food combining diet, the alkaline diet, the vegetarian diet, and so many other diets that I didn't even bother to go into. But from each and every one of these books, I took information that I incorporated into my life. I started eating foods, adding foods into my diet that helped me with my health. And I also discarded foods that I realized were making me ill. And there were also other self-help techniques to do with emotional issues, abandonment issues, not good enough issues, anger issues. So I learned to use these techniques and I incorporated them into my life. Today, I never get sick. I think the last time I was sick must be 5 years ago, and that was only because I went for the flu vaccine. I worked in a hospital and I went for the flu vaccine when I hadn't had a vaccine in many years. And of course I had a flu 3 times in 1 month. But since then, that's 5 or 6 years ago, I've never been ill. The headaches have gone. I have never had a headache in the last 6 years, and all the allergies have disappeared. So I must be doing something right. Also, all those anger issues. Of course, I get angry because I think that if you don't show anger every now and again, people tend to try and push you around. So of course I get angry, but those anger issues really, I've left them behind. I've moved on from them. So the message in this book is that we can take control of our lives. We can improve the quality of our lives by incorporating techniques and foods that help us to recover. Also, there's also a special message to parents. We have to be careful about what we say to our children, because what we say has lasting effects, and those effects are the ones that bring on all these other health issues. So I do hope that you enjoy reading my book, because it was written with the greatest intention, and also I wanted to pass on some of the things that I've learned from all those people who've written books. Some of them have been ridiculed by mainstream medicine, but they've gone ahead and written them anyway. So I do hope you enjoy the book and you find the tips useful. Thank you.